Most of us interact with this infrastructure dozens of times a day without thinking. We navigate commutes with its maps, watch videos on its streaming platform, run smartphones on its operating system, search the web with its engine. But in August 2024, a United States federal judge issued a ruling that redefined the legal standing of this digital ecosystem. Shortly after, the European Union's top court reached a similar conclusion. Officially and legally, Google is operating an illegal monopoly. For years, regulatory bodies treated tech dominance as a problem you could solve with a checkbook. That approach is over. The current legal actions are aiming for physical extraction, seeking to forcibly break apart the core components of the company. We are looking at multi-billion-dollar penalties, alongside Department of Justice proposals to sever the Chrome browser and the Android mobile operating system from the parent corporation. It raises a specific question.
How exactly did a free service that organized the Internet's information cross the legal line into a monopolistic empire? To see where that line was crossed, we have to go back to 1996 at Stanford University. Computer science PhD students Larry Page and Sergey Brin realized that early search engines were approaching the Internet the wrong way. The standard method at the time was simply counting how many times a search term appeared on a web page, which often surfaced irrelevant garbage. This diagram shows the logic behind their solution, an algorithm they called PageRank. Instead of counting words, it analyzed the relationships between websites. By tracking the number and importance of pages linking back to a site, the algorithm determined a website's actual relevance. The resulting search engine was so remarkably accurate that it attracted serious attention in Silicon Valley. By the summer of 1998, they had secured crucial early funding, including a $250,000 investment from Amazon founder Jeff Bezos. The adoption rate was explosive. The brand name became a recognized verb in the dictionary, and by August 2004, the company went public with a valuation over $23 billion. Through superior engineering, they captured the early internet market on merit. But keeping that crown as the web expanded required a pivot away from pure innovation and toward aggressive market control. Following the IPO, leadership faced a math problem. They were processing millions of queries a day, providing a free service that required incredibly expensive server infrastructure. They needed a reliable way to extract money from all those searches. The solution was online advertising, accelerated by the 2008 acquisition of a company called DoubleClick for $3.1 billion. DoubleClick positioned Google as the ultimate middleman, providing software for publishers to sell space and tools for advertisers to buy it. Let them control both sides. Through Project Bernanke, they siphoned off crucial bidding data, using historical bids to give their own services an automatic advantage over competitors. The result was a highly lucrative architecture. By 2012, this system of matching ads to search contexts was generating $50 billion a year in revenue. Organizing the world's information was the initial hook.
Capturing human attention and auctioning it off to the highest bidder is what built the fortress. To protect that central revenue engine, the strategy shifted from building new products to acquiring the surrounding digital landscape outright. In 2006, they bought the video sharing platform YouTube for $1.65 billion in stock, cementing their grip on the emerging online video market. They recognized that desktop computers wouldn't be the primary way people access the internet forever, so they acquired and developed the Android operating system to guarantee their search tools were baked directly into mobile hardware. But the most revealing tactic wasn't an acquisition at all. During the recent antitrust trials, prosecutors exposed an internal financial arrangement, a $22 billion payment made to Apple in a single year. That money served one highly specific purpose. It ensured that Google remained the default, undeletable search engine on Safari and across hundreds of millions of iPhones. By simultaneously controlling the browser, the hardware, and the ad exchanges, the company created a closed loop that made it nearly impossible for a new search engine to reach a meaningful number of users. That expansive, controlled ecosystem is exactly what finally drew the full weight of the United States justice system. In August 2024, District Court Judge Amit Mehta delivered a landmark ruling. He reviewed the exclusive default agreements and the suppression of rivals, concluding legally that Google operates a monopoly, violating Section 2 of the Sherman Antitrust Act. To rectify this, the Department of Justice proposed severe structural remedies. At the top of their list is a mandate forcing the company to sell off its Chrome web browser entirely. They also targeted the mobile infrastructure, pushing to strip away the Android operating system to prevent the parent company from dictating how users access the web on their phones. Federal regulators are moving beyond civil penalties, pursuing a structural partition of the company's core assets to force market competition. But the courts are only half of the problem. While company leadership was tied up in legal battles, a completely different existential threat emerged from the tech sector itself: generative artificial intelligence. The explosive public launch of ChatGPT triggered an internal code red among executives. Fearful of falling behind in an AI race, they rushed to integrate their own generative chatbot, Gemini, directly into the search experience. This pivot contains a fatal paradox. Providing a user with a complete AI-generated answer at the top of the page eliminates their need to click on anything else, including the sponsored links that generate the company's revenue. The contrast is striking. A project that started in a Menlo Park garage with the idealistic goal of cataloging the world's knowledge is now a monolithic behemoth, fighting sovereign nations in court just to maintain its business model. Whether it is physically dismantled by antitrust regulators or rendered financially obsolete by the rise of AI chatbots, the reality is becoming clear. The era of the internet operating as a single, inescapable Googleplex is coming to a close.